All right, fifth grade readers, we are starting session 6 of our reading in our fantasy novels. And today we're going to be talking about some dragons and how to think metaphorically. And remember that a metaphor is saying that is comparing something to another object by stating that it is that object. So it's raining cats and dogs. That's a metaphor. It's not literally cats and dogs. It's just raining really hard, right? So sometimes we use words to compare other things, even though that's not literally what they are. Sometimes it's literal and sometimes it's not. So let's get into this. So today I want to teach you that in fantasy stories, characters face different kinds of dragons. Some are literal, while some are metaphorical dragons, symbolizing conflicts faced by those characters. And experienced readers, they look for these conflicts and they consider whether some of them are actually becoming themes in their novels. So here I have put up a map, and some of you have been looking at maps in your social studies projects and things. And so what I want to point out in this map is some of the unrealistic symbols. Like, this is not a real monster, neither is this one, but sometimes when people see things for the very first time, they tend to exaggerate what they really are. And so whenever people were creating these maps, they would say, "Here be dragons," or they would put some kind of monster on the map to symbolize danger. So the dragons were a metaphor for danger that was occurring in these places that they were exploring. So now let's think about the paper bag princess. Okay, Elizabeth literally faces a dragon in there, right? She has a big problem, and a dragon smashed her castle and took Prince Ronald. Now, she overcame that dragon, right? She tricked him and exhausted him and really overcame that dragon. But let's think. What were some other dragons that Elizabeth faces? What are other conflicts or troubles does she have besides the actual dragon? Think about that. Right. Ronald is her dragon. He says, "Elizabeth, you're a mess. You smell like ashes. Your hair is all tangled and you're wearing a dirty old paper bag. Come back when you're dressed like a real princess." He is what she needs to conquer, and she does that by the end of the book. She drops Prince Ronald and says, "I don't need you. I'm good all by myself." So why are we looking at these dragons or these problems? So through this dragon or through the problem, the author is teaching us that it's important to make wise choices about relationships. The dragons can teach us lessons. So finding the characters' dragons can help us think deeply about our own dragons. So take for a moment to reflect, what are some of your dragons? My dragon this year is learning how to become a hybrid teacher, where we're learning online and in person, and how I can get through everything that you need to learn during your time with me. That's my dragon. So I want you to look at how we have added to our anchor chart of what sophisticated readers of fantasy do. Right? So we've already talked about all these first bullet points, and today we're talking about how we read metaphorically by considering the dragons that characters face. So I want you to think about real and metaphorical dragons in the characters' lives that you're reading about in your books. And I want you to jot these down in your reading notebook. And today and every day, remember that characters face real and metaphorical problems, and that as they solve them, they learn lessons, and these can help us see the themes in the book. Happy reading.